All right, welcome to our explainer dossier on the Midnight Visitor. Today, we're going to decode the absolute perfect study guide for your Class 10 board exams. If you're looking to master this brilliant little story by Robert Arthur, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to break down the crazy plot twists, analyze the characters, and give you the exact step-by-step framework you need to score top marks. So, let's get into it.
Okay, here's our cognitive roadmap for today. We've got the Midnight Visitor summary, meet the characters, key themes unlocked, some quick-fire MCQs, and finally, our board exam analysis.
Starting right off with Section 1, the Midnight Visitor, Summary, the Spy Case File. Let's lock down the exact chronological sequence of events, which is absolutely critical for those descriptive exam questions. So, picture the scene. Fowler, a young romantic writer, is standing in this gloomy, musty French hotel room on the 6th floor, and he's about to get his first authentic thrill of the day. He and Ausable open the door, turn on the light, and boom! There's Max, a rival secret agent, just standing there pointing a small automatic pistol right at them. He's there to steal a highly sensitive, top-secret report about some new missiles. Now, Fowler is completely frozen in shock, right? But look at Ausable. He's entirely unfazed. He literally just strolls over to an armchair and sits down heavily, like it's just another Tuesday. And right here, this is the exact moment Ausable begins weaving his brilliant trap. Instead of, panicking about the loaded gun in the room, Ausable focuses his attention on something totally mundane. He sighs and says, "This is the second time in a month that somebody has got into my room through that nuisance of a balcony." He fakes this extreme, totally genuine-sounding annoyance at the hotel management. He goes into vivid, super specific detail about how his room used to be part of a larger unit and how the balcony from next door extends right under his window. The catch here? There is no balcony. It doesn't exist. But Ausable sells this lie so perfectly that Max, who sneaked in using a passkey, completely buys the whole thing.
Okay, so how does he trigger the panic? Suddenly, out of nowhere, there's a loud knock at the door. Fowler practically jumps out of his skin. But Ausable? He just calmly smiles and says, "Oh, that's the police." He casually mentions that because the missile report is so crucial, he requested some extra protection to check on him. Well, Max absolutely panics. He bites his lip nervously. His face goes dark with anger. Believing the police are going to shoot an armed intruder on sight, Max swiftly backs towards the window, swings a leg over the sill, and demands Ausable send them away while he hides out on that fictional balcony. And snap! The trap closes right here. The doorknob turns. Max pushes himself off the windowsill and drops, but because there's no balcony, he drops straight down from the 6th floor, screaming as he falls. And the kicker? The person walking through the door isn't the police at all. It's just Henry, a waiter, bringing the wine and glasses Ausable had ordered earlier. In the end, Ausable's mind proved vastly deadlier than Max's gun. Talk about a plot twist.
Moving on to Section 2, meet the characters, the suspects. With the thrilling incident out of the way, it's time to analyze the distinct characters that drove this plot. Grab a pen, because character sketches are a staple of the Class 10 boards. So the crucial takeaway here is the hilarious contrast between Fowler's grand expectations and the cold, hard reality. Fowler is expecting a dashing James Bond type, right? Athletic, mysterious, dodging bullets, and meeting dark-eyed beauties. But the reality is, Ausable. He's quite fat, a bit sloppy, he speaks with this weird mix of French, German, and a Boston accent, and his life basically consists of making boring phone calls. But as we just saw, Ausable's true weapon isn't his physique, it's his lightning-fast, incredibly agile brain.
Next up, we have Max. Now, Max actually looks the part of a villain. He's slender, got these crafty, pointed, fox-like features, and obviously he holds the ultimate physical advantage in the room with his automatic pistol. Yet, despite looking cunning, he's got some massive fatal flaws. He's impulsive, he cracks under pressure, and he is highly, highly gullible. He blindly believes Ausable's balcony story without even verifying it, and his total panic when he hears a simple knock on the door leads directly to his downfall. Finally, there's Fowler. Fowler is essentially our proxy. He's us, the audience in the room. He's this young, romantic writer who starts off deeply let down and honestly a bit bored by Ausable's unimpressive vibe. He wants thrilling espionage. Well, he definitely gets his first authentic thrill of the day staring down the barrel of Max's gun. He's highly observant, taking in the whole unbelievable scene, and by the end, his entire perception of what makes a true secret agent is totally turned upside down.
All right, Section 3, key themes unlocked, the motives.
Let's extract the deeper meanings from our case file so you can absolutely crush those analytical exam questions. Now, board examiners literally love this theme. It's basically the thesis of the entire story: intelligence over force. Ausable lacks any physical strength or weaponry. Max, on the other hand, holds a gun, the ultimate physical threat. But Ausable doesn't try to fight him. Instead, his presence of mind, his quick wit, and his ability to instantly spin a believable lie completely neutralize the danger. It proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that mental sharpness and keeping a calm composure will always outplay brute force.
Secondly, we've got the theme of appearances versus reality. The core message: stereotypes are incredibly misleading. Ausable completely shatters the James Bond trope. He's out of shape and totally unimpressive to look at, yet he is a master spy. Conversely, Max looks crafty and villainous, but he completely lacks the actual intellect and composure required for the job. The big takeaway for your exam is this: true capability should never be judged solely by how someone looks.
Section 4. Quick-fire MCQs. Test the rookie. It is time for some rapid-fire exam prep. Let's see how closely you've been paying attention.
Okay, here's a classic plot detail question you are super likely to see on your multiple choice section. How did Max claim to have entered Ausable's hotel room? Was it the window, the balcony, something else?
The answer is a passkey. Now, why is this specific little detail so vital to the plot? Well, it proves to Ausable that Max had absolutely no prior knowledge of the room's exterior. If Max had climbed through a window, he'd know there wasn't a balcony. But because he used a passkey, Ausable knew Max was flying blind regarding the outside architecture. That perfectly set him up to fall for the balcony lie.
Let's try one more, focusing on the story's climax and the ultimate victim of Ausable's trickery. Who jumped off the window believing there was a balcony?
Max, of course. His total lack of preparation, mixed with his blind panic over the imaginary police, led him to just yeet himself right out of a 6th-floor window.
Let's wrap things up with Section 5, Board Exam Analysis Final Debrief. We're going to look at the step-by-step logic needed to completely ace the long-form analytical questions.
Consider this potential long-form question. How exactly did a wheezy guy with 0 weapons convince an armed, crafty spy to jump out of a 6th-floor window? What specifically made his story so unbelievably convincing to Max? When you write your answer, you'll want to structure it around these 3 key steps. Step 1, Ausable provided a highly detailed, logical description of the apartment's architectural history. Remember, details make a lie believable. Step 2, he feigned extreme, realistic irritation over a fake prior break-in. He didn't act scared of Max, he acted annoyed by the hotel. It's brilliant misdirection. And step 3, you maintained an absolute, unflinching calm when the door actually knocked, instantly weaving that knock into his fake narrative about the police. It was this seamless blend of detail, acting, and pure composure that sealed Max's fate.
As we close out this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought. If Ausable hadn't pre-ordered that wine from Henry the waiter, how else could his brilliant mind have triggered a climax to save himself? And honestly, more importantly, how are you going to apply this incredible level of presence of mind and calm logic during the pressure of your own board exams? Don't panic like Max, plan and think critically like Ausable. Best of luck with your studying,